Paper, Rural Society and Reconstruction. Program BA, Subject Sociology, Semester 5th, University of Mysore. Session 15, Unit Themes of Rural Society of India. Subtitle Gender and Agrarian Realized Position of Women in Agrarian India. Recap. In the last session, we discussed about the Daniel Thorner's classifications of rural classes. The outcomes of the session: agrarian classes based on the size of the cultivated land. Objectives was to understand the position of women in agrarian India, to know about gender differences within rural labor markets. Session outcome: after the completion of this session, student will be able to, at the end of the session, student would understanding the agricultural households. Both men and women are involved in farming. Student would be able to understand the wage discrimination between men and women. Introduction. Agriculture can be an important engine of growth and poverty reduction, but the sector is underperforming in many countries, in part because women, who are often a crucial resource in agriculture. The rural economy face constraints that reduce their productivity. In this subject, we draw on the available empirical evidence to study in which areas and to what degree women participate in agriculture. Aggregate data shows that women comprise about 43% of the agricultural labor force globally and in developing countries. The international development community has recognized that agriculture is an engine of growth and poverty reduction in countries where it is the main occupation of the poor. Women make essential contribution to the agricultural and rural economy in all developing countries. Their roles vary considerably between and within regions and are changing rapidly in many parts of the world, where economic and social forces are transforming the agricultural sector. Position of women in agrarian India. As seen above, women play a significant role in the agricultural labor force and in agricultural activities, although to a varying degree. Consequently, their contribution to agricultural output is undoubtedly extremely significant, although difficult to quantify with any accuracy. It has often been claimed that women produce 60 and 80% of food of a body. Assign contributions to agricultural outputs by gender is problematic because in most agricultural households, both men and women are involved in crop production. It can be attempted to allocate output by gender by assuming that specific crops are grown by women and others by men and then aggregating the value of women's and men's crops to determine the seed grown by women. Researchers have occasionally used this approach. Gender differences within rural labor markets, in addition to differences in male and female labor participation rates noted earlier. There are also major gender differences in employment patterns within the labor markets for several reasons which hold across cultures and regions. Most importantly, as a result of household and child rearing, women are not only much less likely to participate in the labor force. Those who do are also much more likely to engage in self-employment activities rather than professional development and reinforcing the discrimination towards these sectors as low pay and low status occupations. Finally, there is a well documented pay gap in urban labor markets, likely to exist in rural labor markets as well, as in that women are paid less even for equivalent jobs and comparable levels of education and experience. Wage gaps between men and women. Conclusion. Overall, women comprise about 43% of the global agricultural labor force and of that in developing countries. But this figure masks considerable variation across regions and within countries according age and social class. Women comprise half or more of the agricultural labor force in many African and Asian countries, but the share is much less in some. Thank you, one and all.